Hey, what's going on, people? I'm doing this on my second channel. Um, the main video will come out here pretty soon. I just want to make sure what I'm seeing is for real. My oldest is 9 years old, and I'm a truck driver. When I started driving trucks, we noticed a change in her demeanor and her attitude. You know, we all assumed, me and my wife assumed that she was depressed. And we tried to find different ways to get her out that funk. Like, yo, talk to us, what's going on. In my mind, anybody and everybody was a suspect, because it was kind of like, all of a sudden she was such a happy child, and now she's just there. She's just blah. And that's not the type of energy I'm used to from my child. So I started driving trucks about 4 years ago. So I started feeling a little bit guilty. Started feeling a little bit down and depressed, because I feel like her demeanor changed, her personality changed, and the reason why it changed is because Daddy's not home. Daddy's gone for 2 weeks. Well, this is when I started driving trucks, so I could be gone anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months. Depending on what we got going on and the money we need to make. Last week, just before Thanksgiving, one of the teachers mentioned, hey, she's going to the bathroom a lot. And, we didn't pay no mind to it. She's always drinking water and all this other stuff. And she doesn't eat the healthiest. We're not in there every day cooking, because my wife is basically like a single mother, because I'm out here on the road, and we don't have the grandmothers, the grandfathers, the aunties, the uncles. It's just her and I. That's it. We got cousins and stuff like that, but we don't want to feel like it's a burden, because I have a total of 3 kids. And like I said, my oldest is 9. My younger twins are 7 going on 8. Or no, they 8 now. So basically, my wife started to pay attention to how much she goes to the bathroom, and she was like, it doesn't seem like a lot. And when I was home, it doesn't seem like a lot, but she had a physical coming up anyway. So I was like, hey, just ask them, to run do some blood work. So when they did the blood work, they told my wife she's surprised that my daughter hasn't passed out, because her levels was at 500. And your normal sugar level should be between, I guess, like 150, or hers should be between like 150, between 100 and 150. She was at 500, or like 520, 525, or something like that. And they immediately went into action, because it was like, it was just a matter of time. It could have been tomorrow, it could have been a week, but we would have been calling the emergency room and having the ambulance come pick up my child, because the sugar level was too high. So they end up getting her sugar levels down. She got something called ketones in her pee because of sugar levels. So basically, is it pancreas? The organ that makes insulin has completely gone. So my child's going to be on insulin for the rest of her life, and that's one of those conditions that medical people are not going to solve, because that's a lifelong payment. That's literally child support for whoever created these drugs that we got to buy, and the equipment that we got to buy. So her pancreas completely went out. Her levels was like over 500, and I live in San Diego, California. I'm somewhere over in like Florida or something like that, because again, I'm a truck driver. When I heard this, I immediately, the thoughts that ran through my head was, I'm done with trucking. I need to go over here and be with my child make sure everything's all right, find a local job, see if I can get on with Amazon, deliver y'all packages or something. Because, I'm looking at this, like, people in my family they have like type 2. She has type 1 diabetes. She was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. My wife's father died from type 2 diabetes. We both don't know our family lineages. Lineage? You know what I'm saying. So we're gonna all do the ancestry DNA test to try to find that out, because we always joke like we might be cousins. It's a joke. It's a joke, people. It's a joke. But so here's the thing. My wife was like, no, you ain't got to quit trucking. You make good money. We need that income. And this is something that she's going to have to learn to deal with. It's not as serious because it can be maintained and kept under control. I like, you sure? She's like, yeah. But here's the kicker. Once we got her sugar levels down, my daughter came back to me. My baby came back. Like, she was the type where she wasn't very social, and I apologize for the signal. I'm literally, look, I'll show you. Literally in the middle of nowhere. You see that? Literally in the middle of nowhere. But once we got her sugar level down to about 200, my baby came back. She wasn't the type to smile, and she showed everything for somebody that's depressed. And I'm talking to my wife like, maybe we need to get her some counseling. I'm side-eyeing the babysitter like, yo, did something happen over at the babysitter? Because when you work, both parents are working, and you ain't got that family structure to watch your kids, even if you did, anything can happen at those daycares. We all done seen the Facebook and Instagram videos of just random stuff happening. I'm questioning everybody and everything about what's going on with my baby, because I don't have my baby. When her sugar was up, I didn't have my baby. I'm a very affectionate father. So, and I got all girls. So I'm hugging, I'm kissing, I'm playing. I'm going to pinch them butt cheeks, because them butt cheeks me and the mama made. But she wasn't happy. Very smart, but wasn't happy. She was very smart, but wasn't really focused. Like, she didn't want to socialize when people would come over to visit. She didn't want to socialize, none of that. And we kind of just thought, because she's so young, that's her. This is her personality coming out. She socializes when she won't, and other times when she don't, she's gone. Which she could definitely get that from me. I'm very sociable. I got a 15 to 30 minute window to where, boop, I'm back in my room. I'm going somewhere to take a nap. When I'm done, I'm done. And we thinking she got that trait from me. But when we got her levels down, I mean, she's a 9-year-old again. And I do apologize. My signal is super weak right now. But I implore anybody that's watching this video, if you think your child might be depressed or something like that, go get their blood work done. Because once we got her levels down, she was a 9-year-old again. I got my baby back. And for anybody that's a father, especially with daughters, when you walk in the house and you hear your child say daddy and come up and hug you and is happy and is smiling, and you realize, like, okay, this must be a phase. This must be a phase. Let it last about a week and a half. And if this still goes on, then it was definitely her sugar level. That's amazing that, your insulin levels can mess up your mind, the way that you think, the way that you act, the way that you perceive stuff. So she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. We started checking her blood, getting the insulin and the other stuff she got to take at night, the hemoglobins and all that stuff. And now she's back to a 9-year-old. She's happy. She's playful. She used to always be in her room, watching TV and laying down. Now she's running all over the house. She's playing with her sister. She's communicating more. She's a happy child again. And now you got to keep in mind that I've been driving truck for 4 years. So for 4 years, you know, when I come home and when Mama home, we always just watch her because, you know, she just seemed like she was sad, or she always had something on her mind, or, you know, she was dealing with something that she had no idea how to handle. So she would emotionally just shut down, borderline zombie-like. You know, just going through the motions of what, you know, we tell her to do. Go clean up your room, go do this, go do that, we're going to the store, so on and so forth. Not wanting to play with her sisters, talk to her sisters, and, you know, she would go online, play Roblox, sit in the room and go online, play Roblox. But after we got her insulin levels or her sugar level down to where, you know, between like a 150 to 230, it's night and day. And, you know, like I said, I was talking to my wife, and I was like, just would have took her to a psych, or, you know, because we thought press for all these years, they would have put her on some type of medication that would have mentally messed her up. Again, man, low. Like I said, I'm in the middle of nowhere. But this is just a prequel I'm going to make probably in a couple weeks once I go back home, and that way we can sit down and it'll be me, her mom, and my daughter, and we can sit down and have that conversation, because I feel like a lot of times the things that she was going through, she would be misdiagnosed because of what we thought was going on. And that's a very big deal. Very big deal. You know, can you imagine thinking that your child is depressed and not realizing that no, it's not depression, it's her insulin levels are too high for your son or your daughter, and now you're dealing with, you know, all these random mental medications that alter the chemistry of the brain. And when all you had to do was take a simple blood test and find out your child might have type 1 diabetes. Now, type 1 diabetes is something she's going to have to live with for the rest of her life. We was giving her shots. She started taking the shots on her own now. And I'm going through the motions of making sure she understands when and why and what for. She knows why she has to take the shots, you know, but I want to make sure to have her trained to a key. You know, we're looking at foods. You know, I'm 6'4", 400. Her mama is like 5'10", 5'11", like 200 plus. So we some big people, we eat. But now we got to count the carbs, because we got to make sure that we get her on a regimen, you know, food that she like. It's a lifestyle change. Everybody in the house, their whole lifestyle is going to change now because of what she has. I have another daughter that has, she gets the, she was having, well, Braxton Caesars or something like that. I forget the name of it. So she's on the medication, but, you know, and basically with her, it's one of the twins. Like, you'll be talking to her, and she wouldn't even know that she know that you're there, but she wouldn't respond because she had like a very light seizure in her brain, which sounds worse than what it is. She just, you know, if she's over there writing something, you'd be like, hey, go do this, and she'll just continue. She'll look at you, go back to writing, like she wouldn't care. So of course, as parents, we get immediately mad because you're not listening to what I'm saying. Then come to find out, this is why. You know, she's been on medication. We're gonna wing her off of it a little bit, but again, the actual video is going to come out once I get back home. We're gonna sit down and record it, because I wanted to make sure that this, what I'm experiencing and having my child back, was for real, and not just, oh, okay, it's a honeymoon phase. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a honeymoon phase. Type 1 diabetes is just something that you can't control. It ain't your diet, you know, it ain't what you eat, it ain't, you know, it's not the vaccines and all this stuff. So they say, right? Hey, so they say. No, but yeah, my daughter's been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and so I'm going to make a few videos about it. Of course, I want to find homeopathic remedies to help her keep her, you know, her sugar down, her insulin levels down. But now it's just, you got to count the carbs, and it's weird because now it's like every time before she eat, how many carbs is in that? We made jambalaya the other day, and we couldn't properly count the carbs. We end up, you know, like, okay, well, the sausages is this much. She can, you know, they can eat all the protein they want, because that usually don't have carbs in it. But it's changing the dynamic of how we consume food, because we got to make sure that whatever she eats, and then, you know, by having kids, they'll be like, well, why does she get to eat this and I don't get to eat that? You know, because her food will be more specialized. You know, like she'll eat sushi, you know, say like a California roll, while the twins is eating, you know, say some chicken or something. And it's because of the carbs. So come New Year, we're going to change. We're going to throw a lot of stuff out and just restructure how we consume food, to make sure all the kids can count the carbs and partake in this. And hopefully, you know, it'll help us lose weight. But she got to take a shot every time before she eat. And let me tell you something. There's two things I don't mess with, all right? There's two things I do not mess with. Needles and spiders. Either one of those, hey, you asked out when it comes to old TRB. I'm going to tell you that right now. But I tried to play it off because prick her finger. She got to prick her finger to take her blood, right? I said, okay, baby, let me see, because, you know, she pricking her finger. She's not even flinching. So I was like, let me see how, you know, what this feel like. So she put the little prick thing on a level 3, put it to my finger, and I was like, whoa, because I ain't good with the needles. I don't do the needles. You know what I'm saying? 64400, I don't do needles. Listen, anything that pokes you and breaks your skin, I'm cool. But I wanted to be like, well, if she doing it, I can do it. You know, it's kind of one of those situations where, you know, you got to cut your hair off because you're getting radiation. I'm going to cut mine off type deal, right? Bruh, she pricked my finger, and I'm just rocking like a crackhead. That shit hurt so bad. And I'm telling my daughter, like, baby, I'm trying to hold a straight face to be strong for you, but I can't do it. I'm sorry. That shit hurt. It hurts. Pricked my finger. The blood came out. Now my finger, you know, when I check out and I use one of her test strips, test my blood, you know, it came out to some low number, like 120 something or something like that. And I'm sitting there for the next 30-40 minutes holding my finger, because I'm in pain. I'm in pure deep pain. Now you too big to, there's no such thing as too big to, and my nerves is doing its job. Her mama got a high threshold of pain, because I swear she was like 30 centimeters of some shit before she had her. You know, like, all right, I'm ready to go. Where's the ow, it hurts, the pain, the contraction? No. All right, I'm ready to go. You know. So, and then also the ketone strips to check the ketones in the blood, because that stuff got to get filtered out somehow. And I peed on the ketone thing, and mine didn't have any ketones in it because I don't have diabetes, despite what some people might feel because I'm 64400. You know what I'm saying? All belly and man boobs. That's it. But what's going on here? But yeah. So if you notice your child attitude is changing, before you take them to a psychiatrist and they put them on some type of drugs for the brain, go get the blood work done. See what their levels are, their iron, their calcium. I have valley fever, and with valley fever, there's random effects that come along with valley fever. So when I eat too much potassium, per my wife, yeah, like, you can talk to me and I just couldn't process what you're saying. Like, oh, you know, because that's potassium. And so I had to cut out a lot of the potassium. or minimize the amount of potassium that I take. So no more bananas and all that other stuff. Because my brain don't work right when I have that in me. But yeah, it was a traumatizing thing to get that text message. Like, I wake up and there's a text message saying, your daughter has type 1 diabetes. How do you take that? You get what I'm saying? Like, immediately when you think of diabetes, I'm thinking getting your leg cut off, you know what I'm saying, like some random stuff like that. All I could text back was damn. That's all I could text back was just damn. You know, and immediately booked it home. I got home, you know, per the logs, I just now made it home. But me, booking, gone. Because I need to go see what's going on with my child, my baby. But it's so amazing, the attitude, the demeanor change is unreal. It is unreal how she's went from a depressed child to a happy, enthusiastic, energetic 9-year-old. So anyway, it's the randomness of TRB. The video will be coming out soon. Any questions that y'all might have for me, comments, I get to them today or tomorrow, or you know, whenever I come over to this channel and check it, I definitely will take a look at it. You know, we can go over the price of everything, how much the price to meter. You know, we got Kaiser benefits, so a lot of stuff was covered under the benefits. But like the ketone strips, you can get them for 100 for 18 bucks, or if you go to Target, you can get 15 for 20. You get what I'm saying? Target, because you pay more for less. Yeah, but you could also go through some of the symptoms, some of the things that the doctor was saying, some of the ways that we just found out. So if you got benefits and you take your child once or twice a year to go get a physical, her eyes, that was the one, you know, she wears glasses, and her eyes degraded so much that the guy at the place, the optometrist or the eye doctor person was like, do your child have diabetes? And we're like, no. Because who would think their child would have diabetes? The only sign that you know that she might have diabetes, now I know, is attitude and peeing. That's it. There's no outward physical change to know that the pancreas, if I'm saying that right, or if that's the right, this is going out. You know, but now that she's taking the insulin, her eyes came back. You know, she don't wear glasses as much. After a week, just a week, whole body improved, whole internal circulation is improved, because now those receptors that take in sugar are properly opening and closing, or absorbing the sugar out of her blood. All right, if y'all want to know what the ketones is, I'll talk about that as well. But any questions you have, but it's a scary thing to find out that your child has diabetes. But hopefully, you know, your child is strong enough to understand, you know, there's nothing that you could have done to prevent this. There's nothing that we could have done to prevent it. You know, you get the people that don't vaccinate, you know, oh, you know, my child never get it because I don't vaccinate my child. Yeah, but yeah, honestly, I'd rather my child have type 1 diabetes than measles and kill half the people in their schools. You know, I'm just waiting for the comments to come back about that comment. You know, some old ancient disease. But yeah, it's the randomness of TRB. I thank all y'all for rocking with me. Those videos will be coming soon. Again, any questions that you might have about type 1 diabetes, leave them in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to give you my best and honest answer about everything. But I got my child back. People that have children that went through depression, that is what our child was going through for years as her pancreas degraded. Years, okay? This has been going, it was going out for years. We finally, you know, we just now caught it. And now I got my baby back, because it's amazing that one just sugar, the chemical breakdown of sugar not being absorbed into the cells can cause such a dramatic mental change in a child. So other than that, y'all be easy. Peace.